Big changes are hitting the car world. New tariffs on auto parts.
The new 25% tariff on foreign auto parts that came into effect today.
Prices for new cars could jump by $2,000 to $3,000. And buying a car might never be the same again. We'll break down what tariffs mean, how automakers are scrambling to adapt, why supply chains are getting messy, and how this could even speed up the shift to electric cars. Will you buy new, go used, or rethink driving altogether? Stay with us, and don't forget to subscribe for all the updates that could impact your next big move. Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods by a government, aiming to protect local industries, generate revenue, or address trade imbalances. In 2025, the U.S. introduced new tariffs on auto parts.
A 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
Specifically targeting essential components like engines, transmissions, and electronic systems used in vehicle manufacturing. These tariffs are designed to incentivize U.S. manufacturers to source more parts domestically, reducing dependency on foreign suppliers and boosting local production. The recent tariff increases have been set with the goal of reshaping the U.S. automotive landscape, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers and promoting domestic manufacturing. However, this policy comes with significant trade-offs. According to the U.S. International Trade Commission, these tariffs could lead to higher vehicle prices, with estimates suggesting an average price increase of $2,000 to $3,000 per vehicle. While the tariffs aim to strengthen local production, short-term consequences include higher consumer costs and potential reduced vehicle sales. As the tariffs increase the cost of crucial parts, the automotive industry could face difficulties in maintaining production schedules and profitability. Industry analysts predict a 5 to 10% drop in vehicle sales as higher prices push buyers toward used vehicles or alternative transportation methods, creating a shift in market dynamics. The imposition of tariffs on auto parts has significantly raised production costs for automakers. As a result, manufacturers are expected to pass these increased costs onto consumers, leading to higher prices for new vehicles. According to recent U.S. International Trade Commission reports, 2025, the average price of new cars is likely to rise. This increase in vehicle prices is tied directly to the additional costs of imported parts, such as engines and transmissions, that are critical for vehicle assembly. For many consumers, this rise in car prices could make it more difficult to afford new vehicles. With the average cost of a new car in the U.S. already around $46,000 in 2025, any price increases could place new cars beyond the financial reach of a significant portion of potential buyers. As these price hikes strain household budgets, many people may delay purchasing new cars or turn to used vehicles as more affordable options. Consequently, this shift in consumer behavior may lead to a decline in new car sales, as consumers adjust to higher prices and seek alternatives to new vehicle purchases. This shift poses a significant challenge for automakers who are already facing challenges from changing market dynamics. In response to rising costs due to tariffs on auto parts, automakers are considering several strategies to maintain their competitiveness. One option is for manufacturers to absorb the increased costs, which would allow them to avoid raising prices. While this approach may help maintain market share, it could result in thinner profit margins, making it challenging for companies to stay profitable in the long run. Alternatively, manufacturers might choose to pass on the cost increases to consumers through higher vehicle prices. The success of these strategies will depend on several factors, including brand loyalty, the competitiveness of the vehicle models, and the overall economic climate. Another potential response to the tariffs is an increase in domestic production. As the cost of importing auto parts rises, automakers may look to invest in U.S.-based production facilities for critical components. This move could help reduce dependency on foreign suppliers, create job opportunities, and potentially boost the U.S. economy. However, the shift to domestic production would require significant capital investment and time to set up. While this strategy could alleviate the impact of tariffs in the long term, it is unlikely to offer immediate relief for manufacturers or consumers in the short run. Enjoying the insight? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell now. The U.S. automotive supply chain is deeply intertwined with global suppliers, with manufacturers sourcing critical parts from various countries to assemble vehicles. The imposition of tariffs on auto parts is likely to disrupt this complex network, leading to delays, shortages, and increased costs. In the short term, automakers may face challenges in sourcing essential components. resulting in production delays and a potential supply shortage for consumers. The disruption could particularly impact just-in-time manufacturing systems, which rely on a steady flow of parts. To adapt to the new tariff landscape, automakers may seek to shift their supplier relationships. This could involve finding new suppliers in countries where tariffs are lower or non-existent. Such shifts could lead to changes in existing partnerships as manufacturers look for more cost-effective alternatives. While this move could reduce costs in the long run, it may introduce uncertainty in the short term, as automakers adjust to new supply chains and navigate potential challenges in quality, logistics, and compliance. These changes could lead to further complications in an already strained automotive supply network. The introduction of tariffs on auto parts by the U.S. could provoke retaliatory measures from key trade partners like China, Canada, and Mexico, which supply critical auto parts to the U.S. These countries may respond by imposing their tariffs on American-made products, further escalating the economic impact. This could result in a global trade standoff, creating a tangled web of trade barriers. Consequently, the global automotive industry could face significant challenges, including higher raw material costs, disrupted supply chains, and increased vehicle prices. These broader implications may affect vehicle sales, trade balances, and complicate economic recovery efforts. Looking to the long term, these tariffs could reshape the U.S. auto industry's competitive dynamics. Manufacturers may adapt by shifting towards domestic production or increased automation to reduce production costs. This could foster innovation within the industry. However, short-term challenges such as higher prices, reduced sales, and disrupted supply chains will persist, potentially leading to structural changes over the years. As vehicle prices rise due to tariffs and increased production costs, consumers' disposable income is likely to decrease, particularly in a time of economic uncertainty. Many buyers may choose to delay their vehicle purchases or opt for lower-cost alternatives such as used cars. This could also drive more people to explore alternative modes of transportation, including ride-sharing services, public transit, and even electric bikes. The rising cost of vehicles may push consumers to rethink their spending priorities as a new car purchase becomes less financially feasible. Another significant shift in consumer behavior could be a move toward more fuel-efficient and cost-effective vehicles. With higher prices on the horizon, buyers may increasingly look for smaller, more affordable cars or turn to electric vehicles which offer long-term savings on fuel and maintenance costs. This trend could accelerate the adoption of EVs, influencing not only the auto industry's future, but also having important environmental implications. As consumers become more price-conscious, automakers may be forced to innovate, leading to a market more focused on sustainability, fuel efficiency, and affordability. The impact of these shifts could be long-lasting, transforming both consumer habits and the future of the automotive market. In the end, it all comes down to one big question. Will rising prices force you to change how you buy your next car? And if new cars keep getting more expensive, are used cars or electric options your next move? Drop a comment and tell us what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update that could change how you drive tomorrow.